Are we running right now, Jay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good to be back. Episode 7, and this episode is sponsored by patreon.com/RedHawk Academy, where there's a bunch of shit. Techniques, top to bottom. If you can't come to Phoenix and train, you can still learn a lot of what we're teaching, some of the lessons, some of the book reviews, some of the shit, throwing a lot of stuff on there. We got a good little group going on there. So, and sponsored by timbomerch.com. I think a lot of these shirts are sold out. The other tie-dye ones are sold out, but we're restocking some in the coming weeks. And there's some sweet headbands too. And sponsored by Product, some of Jay's shit. Always coming out with some stylish shit. His grappling shorts he just came out with. You sold out of those, Jay?
Yeah, I'm sold out, but I'm about to release a new colorway here soon.
Those fit good. Those are probably some of my favorite training shorts right now. But yeah, this weekend, a lot happened this weekend. And the only thing we can do now is ask for God's forgiveness, especially after this some of the shit I saw Dallas do.
Exactly.
Bullshit,
A friend
unexcusable.
of mine is a big fisherman. In his house, he has all these impressive fish mounted on the walls. A large swordfish over his fireplace. A blue marlin hanging on the wall next to his television. In his family room, there's...
Actually, we'll skip that one. We'll go to a daily affirmation
I
from Joel
declare
Osteen.
that God is working all things together for your good. He has a master plan for your life. There may be things that you don't understand right now, but you don't have to worry. All the pieces aren't here yet. One day it will all come together and everything will make sense. I declare you will see God's amazing plan taking you places that you could never go on your own.
See, that's what I'm saying, boys. This weekend was God's work. Everything that we went through, the shit that was done. Holy hell. Yeah, the Twitch boys came. They ended up fighting fucking crazy fights. Really sweet fights. It turned out good, though. No one got hurt. My boy JJ fought J-Rob and the Smoker. And I think that was pretty eye-opening for J-Rob. And getting tired. Getting tired is a real fucking thing. That's when people look at a fight and when they talk about getting into a street fight or they think about what they do in the street fight, the last thing they think about is like, oh, fuck, fatigue. But then you get in that fight and then your heart rate goes to 190 beats per second within the first 30 seconds. And you're like, holy fuck. Like, it's the last thing you expected. The Twitch boys said Sono Man fought Zark too. Sono Man and Zark from the Twitch. And they fought. And they said they learned a whole new respect for fighting.
They did good, though.
Yeah, they scrapped. They showed their heart. They showed their heart. It was cool having those guys in town, though. It was no awkward moments.
Aki?
Yeah, no Aki moments.
Aki? Is that a new one?
That's Mariah's new word. Fucking
Aki?
Aki.
No, we heard it on a show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were cool. They were cool to hang out with. Just like we were online gaming and hanging out. What'd you think of the Schmitty Warlike fight, Jay?
It was funny as fuck.
Holy.
I felt like that was going to happen, though. Because when I had Schmitty in my guard, I was like, holy fuck. This
He's
fucker's
huge. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I knew it was kind of going to go that way. I was leaning... I don't know. At first, I was like, man, maybe War would catch him, like, jiu-jitsu-wise. But once I felt Schmitty in my guard, I was like, this fucker's huge.
Yeah. Like, and you got a good guard where you can
Yeah.
catch people. And you're like, unless you're really good, maybe at arm drags or...
Yeah.
The omoplata was close at the end of the fight. I can't wait for the
Yeah.
footage to come out. Is it going to be good, Dal?
Yes. Yes.
I can't hear myself. Oh, there we go. I can hear myself. Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
It's
I
gonna
looked
be
at some of the
sweet.
footage. Is pretty fucking funny.
Oh my God. It's
That was
gonna be
our
epic.
Riley.
Yep. Yep. We've been watching this new show. I've been binge watching. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's an older show. I think it came out in 2004 called Wife Swap.
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's pretty funny.
Oh my God, bro. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Can you turn that TV on, though?
Yeah,
These fucking families swap wives for 2 weeks and they're so opposite ends of the spectrum. One family is super fucking strict, doesn't let their kids do anything. They have their kids just acting like little robots. And then the other families are just the complete opposite. It's just free reign for the kids and just crazy shit. And the moms switch houses for a week and they have to live the way they live the first week, and then the second week those new moms get to make the new rules and make everything change. And watching how dysfunctional it is just so fucking entertaining for some reason. But then by the end of the wife swap on most of the shows, it's like they learned some pretty good lessons, huh?
Yeah. They learn like a balance because they're both on the other extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, and I just don't understand how they went about getting these people, finding these people, and these people committing to the 2 weeks. Some of these uptight people, it's like,
Maybe they just want to be on TV.
yeah, it's fucking good shit. So you guys hear about the new Tesla bot that Elon announced?
Oh yeah, that looks crazy.
Holy shit, boys. Shit's about to change.
iRobot.
Dude, the thing, we're going to be so old school that our kids or our grandkids are going to be like, what? You guys used to have to do the dishes? You used to have to mow the lawn? You used to have to take the garbage out? You used to have to do laundry? Because your fucking little Tesla bot, Frederick, can do anything you need.
Tim named it Frederick already.
Hasn't even got it yet.
Oh my
Pre-ordered
God.
it.
It's going to be insane.
That's fucking crazy.
Insane. He said it's going to come out and it's going to be able to do a lot of the household chores or household chores that you don't.
How much is it?
Simple household chores. I don't know if he named a price. I'm wondering too. Is it going to be 10 grand? Is it going to be 50 grand?
Payments?
Probably be expensive as fuck.
But it'll be crazy because it'll be like having your little slave. Yeah. Slave or,
Little blowjob.
as I'm saying, Frederick. You
Frederick.
get BJ's. A little, yeah. But then it's like, okay, do you think there's someone at Tesla that has the power to just shut off all the Teslas cars or change them in a bad way? There's probably, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because they program the whole thing.
Well, and the Tesla updates over the Wi-Fi, right? So
Yeah.
you park your shit next to your Wi-Fi and it updates. So imagine if like one of those Tesla bots got hacked and they just start fucking wreaking havoc, just raping
Have you seen
everyone in the house.
iRobot or no?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen
Yeah,
iRobot?
similar to that. I think I did years ago with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
basically, like at the end, the robots get hacked or some shit, and the humans are trying to fight the robots at the end.
Would you get a Tesla bot, a little assistant?
Fuck no.
Shut up, Dal. You totally would.
I probably would just to have to do the lawn and shit.
Yes,
but,
well,
like,
especially
that's
with the type of anal shit you're into and stuff.
it. Dude, you could.
You know what I'm saying?
See, Captain. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to have, but
But it kind of freaks me out,
it'll
too.
freak me out too a bit. But
But then will it just become normal?
yeah,
I think it will. I think it'll be like the iPhone 1 coming out. Like, whoa, look at this.
Yeah, remember how weird it was to like send a text?
Yep.
I
But
don't
then,
remember that for.
I wasn't there.
I was
Sorry, you guys
No,
are
it was
younger.
different when like the iPhone did come out because everything was touchscreen. People were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
But-
Phone is
Compared to
touchscreen?
pushing all the buttons like 3 times to get to the letter.
I didn't get to start sending text messages till junior year in high school. And I was like, holy
I
fuck.
was
You're,
texting like
you're
sixth
calling
grade.
everybody, I bet.
The little
Sixth grade.
flip
I think I was
phone.
8th grade.
Little flip phone.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn,
little razor.
dude. Yeah. Fucking texting. As soon as texting opened it up, that opened up a whole new world for the puss. A whole new world. Because things you're afraid to say in real life face to face, you're a little bit more confident behind that little touch keyboard.
Did you ever have party line or whatever?
Oh,
Do you
shit.
remember that?
That shit was lit.
You guys didn't have that.
What was it?
I don't know if it was state. I think it was everywhere. Basically, like it was just like a hotline, and you would just call, and a bunch of people would be on there. It's like a group call. Well, basically, you would try to pick up girls just off of the
Like a chat room almost,
yeah,
but
yeah,
a
like
call.
a chat room, but you're on the phone. And if you think a girl sounded cute, you'd be like, "Hey, go switch over to line 5." And like, let's
Yeah,
talk.
Are you
have a little
serious?
own call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's tight. I wouldn't mind
That's
hitting that up now.
funny.
So would there be too many people talking at
yeah.
the same time?
Yeah.
It would be like
Hectic.
havoc.
I remember Chatterbait. Remember Chatterbait?
No, what's that?
Chatterbait, where you'd be on your webcam and then click next.
Oh, that's like.
We
Or no,
we had
Chatterbait's
Tiny
the
Chat.
Chatterbait's the porn one.
I don't know what you're on.
Not that I ever looked at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, that site's actually
Tiny
pretty
Chat.
sweet.
Tiny chat. That's
It
the
was kind
one.
of like similar, but with video, so everybody just hops on.
Well, then you go next video, and there's this guy jacking
It was like
off. You
random.
go
It was
next
like random
video.
people, right? You
Yeah. It wasn't Chatterbait. Chatterbait's
It's gotta
the
be something
porn.
else. Yeah. I don't know what you're on, Jeff, but okay.
I don't know what you're into,
Never
but
used that one, G.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking A's. We're watching this other show too called Jailbirds, where all the women go to jail.
That one's pretty good.
You know, it'd be an interesting job as a fucking bail bondsman. A bail bondsman. You know much about it?
No, not really.
It's interesting as
It's like
fuck.
they make fucking bread though.
Depending, because say someone says your bail is $100,000. So when you need to bail someone out of jail, you sign a form and pay a premium. This amount varies, but is capped by law at 10% of the first $100, and every 5% of the $100. If you show up for all proceeds or the bail months, keeps the premium. Yeah. So a bail bondsman's pretty much taking a risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taking a risk on bailing you out, paying the 10%. But if you don't show up to court,
they don't get the money.
they don't get the money. So then that's where the bail bondsman can go take your shit,
Wow.
take your house, take your car for collateral.
So like if it's 10 or 100,000 to bail you out, so you have to put 10% down, but you don't have that money, so they pay it for you, but put your house or car or whatever under collateral. And then if you don't show up to court, they can come take all that
Wow, that's
because they
crazy.
don't get their 10,000 back from you not showing up or something.
Yeah, so how would a bail bondsman make money doing this? A bail bondsman can turn a respectable profit by optimizing risk versus reward, and even by focusing on lowball amounts and high quantities. Remember that a bail bondsman can have quite a few clients. $105 isn't much per contract, but 10 low-risk clients in a day tally up to over 1,000. Yeah,
And
that's
then
interesting.
you got Dog the Bounty Hunter when they run, then you go and gets them.
Yeah, that's a good show too, though.
Yeah, fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter. It is good. But going to jail, that's a dip. I've always said I wouldn't mind going to jail for 3-4 days. Just to experience it, just to make me more thankful for the life I have.
There's a show on Netflix they did here in Arizona. It was pretty fucking good.
And you can go in.
I guess like they have people, at least like set them in there. Like, hey, we need these people to go in there and like figure out what's going on in the jail.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
what's
gonna
that
look.
show
I'm gonna look
called
it up right now.
I was watching that too.
That one's really.
I think
fucking
that's
good.
the one Sean was watching. that
You
you're
just like
supposed to watch.
volunteer to go, but like you have
You can't
to,
get caught that you're
Yeah,
like
you can't get caught.
undercover.
Shit's crazy.
Mm.
I'll figure
We
out the
should
name.
sign Tim up for that.
Just the rat though. in
60
there?
days in is what the show's
Yeah.
called.
60
a
days
big
in.
rat.
Let's sign Tim up.
Well, you're gonna get scared, Jeff. I don't know.
who
He would
gets
make
scared?
friends.
You, champ. I don't know. You're me with the woods.
Come on,
He would
baby.
make friends with everybody.
That's true.
With Tim, like I feel like you have a better because you can fight. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
scared.
Fuck with me.
I'd be scared.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you went in, Mariah, psh,
No, I'd be scared. I don't want to go.
Pull guard.
no, she'd be getting scissored on the first night.
No.
dude. You would be.
No.
You would be.
But yeah, watch that show, champ. 60 days in.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
watch
we
it.
tried to watch it.
I've been reading this book, Breathe by Rickson Gracie. I did a little breakdown of the book on Patreon, but I was like, well, I might as well just do a little bit on the recap too, because it's really good stuff. He talks about jiu-jitsu a lot and his mindset and his like life growing up, and it was super fucking interesting. Everyone says Rickson Gracie was like the most badass Gracie of all. And like Royce Gracie went into that UFC tournament because like Horion didn't want Rickson to go in because he didn't want to create this huge star, but Rickson was like the baddest motherfucker. Like Royce wasn't even like one of the baddest dudes in the family. He talks about offense and defense and weight distribution and pressure in jiu-jitsu. He talks about leverage and patience and timing. He talks a lot about staying calm in bad positions and how important it is to stay calm in bad positions and not panic and freak out and get anxiety or try to explode and just do like retarded things. Staying calm and doing the right things to get out. And he talks about how panic will destroy you. In a fight, it really will. If you just panic in a fight, you're going to run out of gas. When you run out of gas, you're going to be fucking helpless.
That's kind of everyone's first reaction.
Yeah. Especially when you see people coming in for their first day of jiu-jitsu, they're almost panicked in their roles, going all crazy. He talks about you have to stay calm when you're in bad situations. You need to cover and conceal your intent with other maneuvers. Jiu-jitsu, that's a big one. And you're probably learning that more now, JX, about making it seem like you're going to do a different move while you're really trying to set up another one.
Exactly.
Or trying to sweep that opens up a submission. You need to utilize the simplest and most efficient methods. How important is that one?
Just like this, like how you always would tell me fundamentals. Because remember, I'd always try to do just like crazy fancy shit, like just all the time. Like that would just be my thing. Mm-hmm. And now it's just like, no, like, well, when you roll against better guys, like good guys, like that fancy shit gets shut down real quick.
Yeah. And the more I learn, even as I like keep learning jiu-jitsu and being better, I'm like, God, just so much of it comes down to that. Comes down to just when you're on top, having good posture, or just the basic things at a high level.
Well, even if you're watching like black belts go, and I'm watching with you, they sometimes get really simple things. It's like, oh, wow.
Damn, that's what you teach the white belts.
Yeah.
And
it's like that's what the white belts are getting, but they're getting it at black belt too.
You need to train until you trust yourself to move intuitively without having to think. And that comes from drilling. I know drilling's boring and some people have a hard time drilling, and some people go in there and while they drill, they talk about their day and they talk about stuff. But if you go in there and drill with good intent and you drill a lot, you're going to find yourself, your body's doing it without having to think about it. But if in every position you get, you got to think about in depth of what you're going to, like, you got to think about, oh, I got to get posture here. It could be too late. You need to move at the right time. You have to defend critical areas. You should not attack your enemy's strong points. You must utilize leverage. You cannot let your emotions drive your decisions. That's a big one. In fighting too, being emotionless, having no emotions in fighting. It's huge. And that's a practice that you need to learn. I remember Greg Jackson taught me that after like one of my Bellator fights in Fight Master, because I remember after I won the fight to get in the house, my second fight, I was just zapped from the weight cut, and I just didn't even want to fight. And he talked to me about that. He's important, like when you go in there, to not have any emotions. You have to establish a good base foundation to build upon. You cannot be overly aggressive, but you can't just allow things to happen. When you make a move, you have to believe in what you are doing.
That's a big one.
It is, especially in fighting too. When I'm teaching people to strike, it's like, okay, yeah, you hit mitts, and then when you go in the fight, you can kind of close your eyes and be like, I'm going to throw a 1-2. I'm just going to kind of, no, you got to look at that motherfucker, step in and throw a 1-2 to hit him right on the chin and commit and believe in your move and believe it's going to happen. Or even when you catch someone in a triangle or an arm bar, or a rear naked choke or something, and believing in your squeeze. Believe in your squeeze. Don't just squeeze. Oh, they're not tapping. Oh, they're not tapping. You have to be mentally strong. Obviously, you have to keep an open mind. That's a big one too, especially how much stuff's evolving when it comes to striking, when it comes to MMA, when it comes to everything. You got to keep an open mind. Everything's evolving so much. You have to continuously learn new techniques while always reinforcing the fundamentals. Jiu-jitsu gives me confidence, but also humility, strength, but also compassion, a disciplined code, but also a free and open mind. Rickson says, jiu-jitsu is not just a sport. Jiu-jitsu is a philosophy, and it is at the root of everything we do. But that's just a little bit of this book. This book's really fucking good if you're into jiu-jitsu or combat sports or anything. Really good.
Yeah, I just remember too, you always taught me that. I remember that was like one of the first things I think I like took from you. When I remember like during rolls, like if I would get swept, I would kind of just accept it, and then I would just kind of play off my back. Or when you were like, no, just if you get swept, get back up. Don't just give up. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like it made me like tougher in my rolls, where it's like, fuck, I got swept. I can't just give up. Like I get swept, like let me come back up to my feet and keep fighting for that position. Don't just kind of like give up. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like I used to do a lot. It's just kind of like give up.
Yeah, you've definitely gotten way more gritty. Because especially in jiu-jitsu, that's why it's like, in jiu-jitsu, it's really easy to just flop to your back and go to your guard. That's like an easy answer when you get swept too. Not accepting the fucking sweep. Because in jiu-jitsu, in sport jiu-jitsu, if they sweep you, they have to get control of you. But if they sweep you and they don't get any control of you and you end up back on top, they're not going to get any points. Same with the takedown. Same with a lot of things. But just not accepting and being stubborn with being swept and being stubborn with getting taken down and just being stubborn getting points scored on you. Fighting fucking hard for people to not pass your guard. Not be like, oh, he's almost passed. I'm going to lay here. Now he's passed. The goal was to prepare them mentally, physically, and psychologically for a physical confrontation to build a foundation of confidence that would give them peace of mind. Dude, how much of jiu-jitsu, just the couple years you've been doing it, is just, especially competing, mental? How much is it?
So much.
It's like,
I feel like that's where I was lacking kind of the most, is like my mental state.
Yeah.
On it.
Well, from like your last competition to this one you just did.
Oh yeah.
Like completely different person.
Because I remember too, the last one I did was a year ago, and then I feel like that first match I won was like I barely won. You know what I mean? And then this time around, like, oh, I just like out jiu-jitsu'd him, you know, out grappled him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is kind of when I ran into the same thing where I was like super tired. But last year, like, I kind of like almost gave up. But this time I didn't give up, you know what I mean? I was more like in the flow, like scrapping more, and I just didn't accept. I mean, I got beat still by points, but it wasn't like...
You didn't
the last
just
one I got
accept
beat
it.
by like 20-0, and this one was just like 5-0. So it's like little baby steps.
This experience taught me an important lesson about jiu-jitsu. Sometimes it's not about escaping, but about finding whatever comfort you can in hell. Something as small as turning your ribcage slightly so I can breathe a little easier can be the difference between victory and defeat. This was a less technical revelation to me than it was a mental one. Yeah, that's a big one too. And anyone who's done jiu-jitsu for a while has been in that position where it's like, I can't fucking breathe right now. I got to move a little bit, or I got to fight a little bit just so I can breathe a little bit. And maybe that person's squeezing really fucking hard to choke you out, but you found that little spot to breathe. And then now they gassed out from squeezing so hard, and then you win. Just from finding that little comfort in when you're getting strangled or something. That's definitely an important one. Instead of just as soon as you feel uncomfortable tapping out or giving up. He also talks about, our father taught us that a good teacher taught the techniques well, but the great teacher taught what each individual student needed to learn, in strife or in life. That's a good one. And I think a lot of teachers teach all their students the same. The same. Like, some people are tall and skinny. Some people are short and thick. Their styles are going to be different. With Sean, when he came down here, if we would have been like, hey, no, you got to keep your fucking hands up like a traditional boxer. Don't switch stances. It takes too much energy. Keep your hands up. But no, watching him, realizing how good his eyes are, how good he is with his range, how good his reaction time is. It's like that style kind of made him what he is. People have a tough time figuring him out on the feet. But if had a stubborn ass coach where it's like, no, don't switch your stances. Keep your hands up and stay in an orthodox stance and fight the way you should. It could have changed everything. So having a teacher that can teach different things for different body styles, I think is important.
And like explaining it in a different way. Like, you're good about be like, okay, well, this person isn't understanding it, so I'm going to explain it a different way, and then they get it. Yeah, that's why I'm thankful that like English was my first language. That's why I think a lot of like Portuguese coaches that were English isn't their first language, they can explain things maybe in one way. And if the person gets it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. I think that, that's a big one, being able to teach people in different ways. As I began to understand how transformative jiu-jitsu was, I fell in love with teaching and my ability to change people and their behavior within. It was much more than teaching jiu-jitsu. It was also adding something to someone's life. My father taught me that if you want to be a great instructor, you need to think of jiu-jitsu not only as techniques to be taught, but as a psychological education as well. In addition to fighting, students learn how to better sense danger, the difference between patience and passivity, and how losing is not the same thing as being defeated. First, you have to understand your students as people. I don't make them examine just how they fight, but also how they feel when they fight. If students do this honestly, they don't just get better at jiu-jitsu, they rebuild themselves as stronger people. They'll learn how to be tougher, smarter, more resilient, not just in a fight, but also in everyday life. Yeah, I could go through this whole book, but it's a really good book.
It's a really good book. I still can't believe how shitty I fucking feel. I'm so sick of feeling like shit after partying these past few couple weeks.
I know, and then we're supposed to go out again this weekend.
It's like, holy fuck, dude. It's crazy because you party on the weekends. Okay, say you have Sunday to recover. It's like, you're not recovered by Monday. Like, we did competition training yesterday, and I went in there not to be like, okay, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to break every opponent. I'm going to be super smart and tactical on all my matches. I'm not going to let any points get scored on me, and go in there with a real
competition mind.
Yeah.
Like a killer, like, oh man.
And not even so, but more focused on my training. I went in there just to get through the training. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm just going to get through it. And I think alcohol and that kind of bad shit, it doesn't go out of your system in just 24 hours. I think it takes a couple days.
I think it depends on your body too. Obviously, like we're like healthier, so it affects us even more. You know what I mean? Versus like the people that do it every weekend, they're just like accustomed to it.
And they're used to feeling not good. Like you guys are used to feeling good, and you haven't really partied like this year. You've partied more this year than the last 10 years.
That's what I was thinking too.
Fuck.
Really?
This is like the party year.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it is fun. You know what's fun about it is that the way it makes girls act. Whether it's drugs, whether it's beer, whether it's alcohol, it makes girls horny, should I say? I don't know. Or it makes them want to let loose and just like let it out a little bit. What is it?
Yeah, they just want to have fun. Just relax.
That's what I think the funnest part is. Because if you're just with a group of like 5 guys getting drunk, it's like, it's all right.
Boring.
But when you're getting drunk or doing whatever, it's like the chance of getting some puss. That's what makes it like almost fun. And just flirting. Because girls are way more flirty when they're drinking. Do you agree?
Yeah. And probably so are guys. Well, everyone's like not edgy. Like they're all relaxed, just having fun. Not really worried about things.
Or judgy or shit like that.
Everyone just relaxes. That's why people drink.
Yeah. Why do you do all the shit you do, Dallas?
I didn't even get drunk, bro. It's just
You drink one White Claw, didn't you?
No, I just took a shot. That was it.
Was it good or?
It's cool.
That's cool.
Damn, so you stayed at Sean's house for 2...
No, 3 days. almost 4 days,
Oh
bro.
my God.
Did you wish you lived there permanently?
Yeah, I'd be cool with it. His life is just fast. Like it just moves like consistently. There's always something going on.
He has to have
God.
something going on.
Yeah,
I know,
it's
I know.
funny because he's just a character.
Yeah. So where was all the boys? Because how many guys were sleeping in that house? At the house?
So
Handful?
fucking War was in his own room. Schmitty was in Elena's room, and then I was in the living room on the couch, and then I got a bed. Yeah, and then there was like 3 of us.
Was your mom like, why the fuck aren't you home, Dallas?
No, I told her I was going over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she kind of figured.
Damn, yeah, because that's probably the longest you've been away from
Yeah,
your house for
I
a
never,
minute.
I never stay. You can even ask Jay. I never stay at anybody's house. I always
Really?
want, like, if I'll go somewhere, I'm going home right after. And like, I'll
Yeah.
never stay anywhere.
Yeah. I'm just glad we snuck out at the time we did. Because
Everybody was mad at you, bro.
Oh, I know.
He knew they were going to be mad. He's like, we just have to sneak out.
It wasn't everyone. I said bye to all the Twitch brothers, but I didn't want to say bye to Sean. He's like, what the fuck? You're leaving?
He's on drunk.
So I just dipped. And I did not regret it, dude. When I showered up, got in my bed, I was like, thank
It's
the
like a
Lord.
different
Feels
feeling
good.
sleeping at home, huh? Like
I was
especially
so
after
happy
traveling.
we were home.
I know when I got back, I was like, it feels fucking good to be home.
I bet.
Well, Sean's house fucking 90 degrees. That's where he's got the heat on.
No, he has the AC on, but he's like, close the fucking door.
I'm sure with all those guys, he was probably being
I know,
so
everybody
like,
just,
"Ah."
everybody was just on another level.
Yeah, that weekend worked out good, though. It really did.
It was funny, like, meeting all the Twitch guys, because you guys game with them every day.
So, oh, wait. Chris Book's first fight after. So, who does he get? Oh, okay, Aaron Phillips.
Who's Aaron Phillips?
I've heard of him. I don't remember his face. Is he like an Asian-looking kid? I think so. 0-4 in the UFC?
Was this him?
No.
I was like, dang, he looks sick. Let me Google him.
Yeah, the Cannoneer fight, too. Fucking A's. What a fight. What a fight, dude. Kelvin Gastelum. You look at the people Kelvin Gastelum beat, and you're like, holy shit. He's one of the greatest middleweights out there. Oh, damn. I wonder what card the Chris Mutino got booked on.
Let's see. It says October. This October.
Oh,
Say
okay.
what card though?
Nice.
Wait. October 23rd, whatever card that is. Aaron Phillips, is that his debut or what?
0-4 in UFC.
Oh shit, that's a good record.
But yeah, the Jared Cannonier fight, fucking, what an animal. What an animal. He could get a title shot after that. Who knows? Yeah, Izzy's fighting Robert Whittaker. Who knows? Robert Whittaker could pull out. Something happens. But Jared, he's just fucking ferocious. Like I said, in practice, when you go with him in practice, it's like, I think he's maybe being real nice, but it's not like you expect. But his mindset is just so savage, dude. He goes in there and he's just a killer when the cage door locks. But awesome for him. Fucking awesome for him. After snapping his arm in the first round with Whittaker, coming back and beating Kelvin Gastelum. Crazy win. And I think for Sean, hoping for beginning of December. I know that Kelleher guy keeps calling him out. And in my mind, I think that's might be a good match. Like, why not? But it's the first grappler Sean will fight. The kid keeps calling him out. He's not... I don't know.
Is he ranked or no?
I don't think so.
Because I know he always bounces. He kept bouncing back from 45 and 35, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Is he ranked?
And he's going to get a bunch of shit for this. Like, well, why don't you fight someone ranked? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, let's just fight out the contract with the same money you're going to make, KO a couple more guys, and then renegotiate the contract. Contract's bigger. Okay, now we're going to fight the top guys and make it worth it instead of fighting for the same cheddar. But I don't know. I think that'd be a good one. Hopefully in December. Hopefully we'll get it locked in here soon. He's been calling him out for fucking years.
I know, every fight he's like...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time he wins, he always calls him out. It'd
Yeah,
be
so
good
that'd be
because he
good.
has a win over Cody. He has a win over... Ricky.
Yeah. Ryan and I are thinking about going and try some of this barbecue place after this. You guys like barbecue?
Yeah. What kind of barbecue is it? Just regular?
I think. I don't know.
the one
Like
we had in
Hawaiian
the-
barbecue or some shit?
No,
No,
no shit
regular.
like that. It's supposed to be quality.
And it like sells out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
I'm not sure.
I think
Some
it's
of you
in
are
Avondale.
on the west side here. A bunch of us are feeling under the weather from the weekend. Hopefully we didn't just spread the COVID all around.
Is Sean getting tested or what?
He said he's going to get tested. He's feeling a little under the weather. But that's good. I was feeling under the weather too, but still wanted to come, just bust out the recap a little bit and just get some chatting in. So we record episode 152 of the Timbo Sugar Show tomorrow, and then Saturday we leave to Cleveland. Sunday morning do a seminar in Cleveland, and then Sunday afternoon Jake Paul versus Woodley. What's gonna happen in that fight? Fuck, dude, I don't know. Jake Paul's big, and he's boxing good, and you can tell he's committed to it. I feel like he's gonna fuck Woodley up. Okay, Woodley could land a bomb, obviously, but they know that. They know what punches Woodley's gonna come in there and be comfortable with, and they're probably training for it. I'm so curious how this fight's gonna go. But Jake Paul is a big kid. He's got to be 6'1", 195 to 200. Woodley, I think, 5'8", pretty short, stocky as fuck. It's gonna be crazy. They got tats on the line. It's gonna be a pretty electric event, I think. Yeah, I'm excited for it. You excited to watch it too, Jay?
Yeah, I wonder. I always think about like is like the caliber of like UFC boxing just not? Is it like laughable or what?
No,
Then why is there so much people confident like, oh, you're gonna just fuck this guy up?
because he's a wrestler and he's been an MMA fighter for his whole life. He's on a I think a 5-fight losing streak, I think. So when you're an MMA champion, the amount of time you spend boxing, just boxing, in a good boxing stance, 3-minute rounds is not a lot. Maybe an hour a week, maybe 2 hours a week.
And then their stance is different or what? Like, I'm just kind of clueless when it comes to that. Because I would think, like, oh, he's a fucking champ. Like, what?
Yeah, definitely
You know
the
what I mean?
stance is different. They stand a little bit more sideways, a little bit more flat-footed, so they don't waste a lot of energy. It's not such a bouncy stance. But yeah, when you're fighting in MMA, you gotta wrestle. You gotta do your kicks. You gotta do your elbows. You gotta do your strength conditioning. You gotta do your MMA sparring. And then if you are a wrestler like Tyron Woodley wrestled in college, I think he even is All-American, Division I All-American, I think.
I think he is too, because I remember he was talking shit to Usman. He's like, oh, you're D2, I'm D1, remember?
Yeah.
And then he got out wrestled by him.
Yeah. So Jake is fighting wrestlers. He's fighting wrestlers. He's not really fighting strikers. You see strikers box. Like, look at Anderson Silva versus Junior Chavez. Like, he looked good as fuck. He looked like a boxer and a striker. Other boxers, like, say, Jorge Masvidal, he's a striker. I think it'd be a little different. But it's just a perfect fight for Jake Paul. Perfect fight. Tyron Woodley, coming off all those losses, former fucking champion. It's going to be pretty sweet. It's pretty cool that those YouTubers, though, like Jake and Logan and those, they found boxing and it kind of gave them a purpose. Mm-hmm. Because I think being an influencer and not being good at anything, you're just popular because you're an influencer. I feel like that could be a depressing life, and it could get depressing quick, especially if views and clicks start going down. You're like, what the fuck? Like, but then boxing kind of gave them a purpose and gave them something to work for. And you can see that they love it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, probably just game structure and shit. Because imagine being like stupid, like unlimited amount of money. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't really have to worry about your diet. Like,
yeah,
stupid rich. Like, I don't
well,
know.
and just high highs all the time. Yeah. Never being in an uncomfortable situation. Like sparring long rounds is uncomfortable as fuck. Consistently dieting for something is uncomfortable as fuck. Going on runs when you don't feel like going on runs is uncomfortable. In boxing, getting cracked and having to push through it is uncomfortable compared to doing something like being an influencer or something where you just don't do anything uncomfortable. I think you get depressed fucking quick.
But they're probably like craving something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, it's going to be intense. It's going to be good.
Because the contract says if like he loses, they get a rematch, right? Or something like that.
Oh, really? I think I did hear
that.
something about that. So Jake would get a rematch.
Yeah, he would get a rematch. Pretty
Damn.
wild.
Damn, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. 7 days away. All the countdowns on Showtime and stuff have been good. So, but I think that's perfect. What are we at for time, Jay?
37, 38.
Boom. Fucking perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. And that's episode 7. Peace.